Hello students, I would like to welcome all of you all on behalf of Mahesh Tutorials to the paper solution video of Standard 9 English Literature. The paper was conducted with 20 marks and the time allotted to the paper was 60 minutes, that's 1 hour. Now in this particular 1 hour, 60 minutes, we have to divide our paper. Okay, we have to divide our paper. Every question, now there will be 3 questions asked in the paper. Every question has to be allotted only 15 minutes, right? Remember, you have to give a maximum of 15 minutes per question if your paper is of 20 marks and the time is 60 minutes. When you allot 15 minutes per question, 3 questions take you 45 minutes. I want all of you all to keep a buffer of at least 15 minutes. That is, in the last 15 minutes, you are going through your paper, you are cross checking your answers, and analyzing whether any error is made by you or no. Okay, now let me make you all understand how you can score a full 3 on 3, or let's say a 2.5 on 3 in every answer that you attempt, especially in Merchant of Venice. Now, when I talk about Merchant of Venice, a lot of students dread Merchant of Venice because of the language. But let me tell you guys, Merchant of Venice is one such drama where you can score the maximum of marks. Don't believe me? Let's have a look yourself. Okay, so we begin with the first passage. Okay, this passage has been taken from Act 1, Scene 1. Okay, this was exactly the beginning of our drama. Now remember guys, whenever a passage will be given to you all, it is not at all necessary that the question asked will be related to the passage only. There might be a chance they might give you 4 lines from, let's say, Act 1, Scene 1, but the question that is asked may not be from that particular points that they have given you. They might ask you an altogether different question, of course, which will be related only to Act 1, Scene 1. So basically, they want to test your knowledge. They want to, they want to have an understanding whether they want to have an understanding whether do you know your scene really well or not. And while writing the answers, we are going to prove it to the paper corrector like, yes, I know my scene absolutely well. How do you prove it to your paper corrector? Let's have a look at that. Whenever a question is asked, now mostly a 3 mark question consists of 3 different questions in one big question. So you're getting 3 small questions and it is comprised of one big question. Now, when you are asked 3 different questions, of course, all the 3 questions have to be answered systematically. But you don't have to begin your answers directly. I mean to say, you just do not have to begin writing the concerned answer. No, we are not going to do that. We are first going to give a gist of the summary of the entire scene. Now, I'm not asking you all to write a summary of 4 5 lines. Absolutely no. You just have to write down from which particular act this extract has been taken. Mention the act number, mention the scene number, and then your paper corrector will be like, hmm, this child knows the act also, he knows the scene also, and he also knows what is happening in that scene. Wow, this child definitely knows this concept well. This is the kind of impression we want to create in the mind of the paper corrector, right? So now guys, let's begin with the answer. Let us say that this extract has been taken from Act 1, Scene 1, where we all know that we see Antonio in a melancholic mood. Remember guys, if you want to score a full 3 on 3 in your answer, keywords are the most important thing that will help you score a full 3 on 3. What is a keyword? It is nothing but the main word of the answer. It's like the one word of the answer. For example, where is Antonio? He's on the streets of Venice. So our keywords here are street and Venice. Whom is he addressing? He's addressing Salarino and Salanio. So our keywords are Salarino and Salanio. What does Antonio say about his sadness? Come on, in our own words, Antonio says that his sadness is making him tired. But he does not use the word tired. Instead, the word given in the extract is weary. So we are also going to make use of the word weary only. Remember not to adapt to similar synonyms of the word. Rather, take out the same word from the extract that is being given to you all. Do not write the entire line from the extract itself. No. Pick up a word, Use the word in your own sentence and then write your answer. See, we have written it over here also. Antonio says that his sadness wears him out. We use the word weary, but in our own form, in a sentence of our own. This is exactly how you're going to write your answer. The word has to be from the extract, but do not write the exact same line from the extract itself. Convert it into a simpler language and write it in your own words in the answer. Remember, guys, you know your concept really well. It is just how you write the answer helps you score marks. Okay, we move on to the next question. The next question says, explain. Do overpeer the petty traffickers that curtsy to them. Whenever such a line is given to you all, or whenever a question is asked where you have to explain a particular line, remember the explanation that you have got in the textbook, or probably the explanation that your teacher has given in her own words. That is the kind of answer we need to write in a particular paper. Do overpeer the petty traffickers and curtsy to them. First of all, tell the paper corrector the meaning of curtsy. What do you mean by curtsy? It is basically greeting someone by bending with one knee. Okay, it is basically like bending on one knee, putting a one foot forward, and curtsy, like greeting, bowing in front of someone. So basically, you have to talk about the relevance of this line used by Salarino and Salanio with Antonio. So what this simply says that Antonio's ships are really huge and other ships are going to give way to the huge ship of Antonio, and it is going to pay respect to that ship, right? So this is exactly how you're going to write your second answer or any answer which asks you to explain a particular line. Remember guys, when an explanation answer is given to you all, you've been asked a question where you have to explain a particular line. You do not have to write the exact same words from the extract. You have to make the paper character understand the meaning of this line in simpler words. Try remembering the explanation given by your teacher. Try remembering the explanation that has been mentioned in the particular textbook. That is going to help you out. Moving further, the play begins in an atmosphere of melancholy. Why do you think that Antonio is presented as a melancholic and passive character? Here we see that we have been asked the character sketch of Antonio indirectly. Okay, so here you're going to talk about Antonio's melancholic mood. You know, you're going to talk about the way Antonio has been presented in a very sad mood. Okay, see, we have already used a word over here that Antonio is presented as a melancholic and passive character to highlight the contrast in the play. Okay, what do you mean by a passive character? Who is not ready to do anything about his condition. Antonio is sad. Did in the entire drama, did we see Antonio doing anything about his sadness? Absolutely no. He decided to live with his sadness. Right? So this is exactly what we're going to mention over here. Antonio's passive behavior of dealing with the sadness. Passive behavior simply means not taking an action. Not taking an action and making things right. Okay, so here you have to talk about the merchant, that is Antonio, where at one point he acts very strong and at another point he acts very weak. When does he act very strong? When Salarino and Salanio come to tell him that Antonio is worried because of his ships, he acts very strong and says that no, it's not the ships that are worrying me. It is not my business that are worrying me. Right? There he shows us, strong mind that no, it's not his business that is bothering him. In fact, even he tells us to Graciano that if the world has, every character in this world has to play a different role, then I would love to play the role of a sad person, clearly depicting that Antonio was comfortable in his sad behavior. He did not want to take an action to change it. But on the other hand, we see Antonio as a weak person. Why do we call him weak? Because he's sad. Why do we call him weak? Because he does not want to take an action to change his mood in spite of his friends trying to talk to him about it. Okay, come on. Let's proceed with the next answer. Next comprehension rather. Okay, so come on. We have another extract over here where Antonio says, "Fi. Nonsense." Okay, when Salarino says that, okay, you might be in love, and that is why you seem to be so sad. And that is when Antonio reacts, "Fi. Nonsense. I'm not in love." Okay, let's have a look at the question first. What is meant by two-headed Janus? Now, guys, remember, before starting your answers to the particular comprehension, please give the extract. Please give an introduction rather. Now you do not need to write the introduction before every answer. You can just write the introduction at the top and then you can begin with your answer 1, answer 2 and so on. Okay, so here the question is, what is meant by two-headed Janus? Now we all know that Janus was a Roman god of war, okay, and he had two faces facing in the opposite direction. One for the entry, another for the exit. One face depicted the frown, the anger, the seriousness, and another one was the smiling face. Getting it, guys? So here we are going to talk further about the Roman god of Janus. Again, you guys are going to mention everything that has been spoken about Janus in the extract. Again, you are asked to explain about a particular person. It's a character sketch for Janus. So you will have to talk about why. First of all, you will have to say why is he mentioned in the extract. Okay, what is the sequence, what is the reason why is he being mentioned in the extract? Janus is being mentioned in the extract to compare it with Antonius' sad and melancholic mood, where Janus, the Roman god of war, basically had one face which was always frowning and anxious and sad, just like Antonio. Okay, so in spite of people trying to make him merry and happy, his one face would never leave that frowning expression. And this is where they say that nature has created different kind of people in this world. One who are extremely happy like Graciano, pretty calm and composed people, and on the other hand we have people like Antonio who love to be sad and melancholy. Guys, ask yourself, are you like Graciano who loves to be sad, who loves to be happy and excited and cheerful all the time, or you would like to be like Antonio, sad and melancholy, depressed, and making people around him also depressed? Side to side. Okay, moving ahead, explain though Nestor swear the jest be laughable. Now, Nestor, who's supposed to be an old and weary, okay, a very tired Greek general, he was a serious person. Again, Antonio has been compared to another person, that is Nestor, and another Greek general rather. And no matter what funny joke was cracked in front of Nestor, Nestor would never even smile. Forget about laughing, his lips wouldn't even curve for a smile. And here again, Antonio has been compared to the serious and strict Nestor. Why does Antonio say fi? What is Salarino's reply to Antonio? The word fi means nonsense. The moment Antonius asks a question, why? Then you are in love. To which Antonio says, nonsense, I'm not in love. And that is when Salarino says, well, if it's not your business that makes you sad, okay, if it's not your the love in your heart that is making you sad, if you're not even in love, then let us say you're sad without any reason, and let us conclude that you're sad because you want to be sad. You don't like the feeling of being happy, you don't like the feeling of being cheerful, and that is why you are sad by nature. When I say sad by temperament, it means you're sad by nature. Okay, let me move on to the next paragraph, guys. Next comprehension. Graciano says, let me play the fool with mirth and laughter, let old wrinkles come, and let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Why should a man whose blood is warm within sit like his grandsire cut in alabaster, sleep when he wakes, and creep into the jaundice by being peevish? I tell you what. In this particular extract, when we read these lines, we come to know that okay, Graciano would always love to be a person who would smile around, laugh around. He would smile himself and make other people also smile. Let us have a look at basically the questions we have been asked here. What is the significance of liver heat with wine and cool in the modifying grounds? How do we begin answer first, guys? Are we going to directly begin with the answer? No. We are going to first, okay, we are going to first begin the answer, the extract with an introduction. We are going to first begin our extract with an introduction. So let's talk about from where this particular extract has been taken. It has been taken from Act 1, Scene 1, where we all see Antonio in a melancholic mood. Again, the extract will remain the same. The introduction will remain the same. Now you've been asked the significance. What is the meaning of the word liver heat with wine and why it has been used here? Okay, so basically in the Elizabethan times, people who drank wine, consider that they were live from within. It would make their liver warm and they felt lively. It's very natural. People who are alive have warm blood in their bodies, and people who are dead are cold blooded. The moment you touch their body, they have already turned cold. It means the blood in their body is no more warm, it is completely cold. And Gratiano says that while I'm alive, why do I just sit like a person doing nothing? Why do I just sit like a statue doing absolutely nothing when I can make the most of life? So why not let me drink wine and let me keep my heart warm? Simply meaning that why shouldn't I just live a happy and a cheerful life, a lively personality? The phrase heart cool in the mortifying groan refers to an old belief about the heart. If the heart grows old, life would be shortened, but also that a cold heart refers to death. So you're basically, Graciano, saying, why do I constantly crave and cry about my problems? Rather, I have an option of living my life cheerfully and happily. So liver heat with wine simply means living a life cheerfully and happily, and heart cooled with mortifying groans is to always crib and complain about your life, never be happy, and hence always live a very sad and a depressed life, always, complaining about things in life. Proceeding further, creep into the grandsire. Now creep into the grandsire cut in alabaster. Okay, so let us understand what this particular question means. When you creep into the grandsire, now who sits like a statue? Who sits like a statue? Someone who's already dead and gone. Okay, and a statue has been created of him in his memory. Does the statue move? Does the statue talk? No. But we humans are very much alive. So why do we behave like statues? Again, in the Elizabethan age, it was believed that people actually, attracted the disease jaundice when they, would actually get jealous of other people. You won't believe, guys, but in reality, Elizabethan people would believe that people were actually detected with jaundice because of jealousy towards other people, and getting jealous of other people and having a bad temper. So here you will have to explain, okay, this meaning of the statement creep into the grandsire. Now this is a combined statement for creep into jaundice and sit like a grandfather cut in alabaster. So you will have to explain the entire meaning over here. Basically, first talking about how does a person creep into jaundice because of bad temper and jealousy. And the next thing is, Shakespeare very beautifully has described one thing, that when you're alive, you need not sit like a grandsire cut in alabaster. It simply means you do not have to sit like a grandfather who has already been cut and carved into a statue. You're alive for a purpose. Live your life cheerfully and happily. Don't be like Antonio, always sad and depressed and upset. Rather, be like Graciano, fooling around most of the time, but making himself happy and the people around him also happy. Proceeding further to the last question, what role does Graciano want to play on the stage of life? Why? If I see all the answers most of the time are interconnected, Graciano would love to play the role of a fool. He would say that he would love to laugh at all times. He would want to, enjoy his laugh, half laugh around. He wouldn't mind wrinkles on his face, but that is not because of aging, but that is completely because of laughing more and more. Okay, guys, so this was your 20 mark paper. And just keep in mind all the rules: extract, introduction, okay, no spelling errors, good presentation, and trust me, scoring a 2.5 out of 3 wouldn't be a big deal, right? All the very best, guys, and keep up the good work of studying. Stay home, stay safe.